me tell you about the worst financial moment of my life. And the embarrassing part is, it didn't happen when I was broke. It happened during my best income month ever. I had just closed 3 projects in the same month. 3, all running simultaneously. The kind of month where you're checking your account every morning just to see the numbers because it feels good. I remember doing the mental math on the last day of that month and thinking, this has been the month. This is what we've been building towards. And then I opened my account, almost empty. I sat there for a good 5 minutes just staring at my phone screen like it had made a mistake. Like maybe the app was lagging. Like if I refreshed it, the real balance would appear. I refreshed it 3 times. Same number. Same almost empty account. I had made more money that month than any previous month in my life, and I had almost nothing to show for it. That is what we are talking about today. Not how to make money. We've been covering that since April. Today we are talking about what happens after the money comes in. Because making money and keeping money are 2 completely different skills, and nobody teaches you the second one. Yo, what's good, family? Welcome back to Hustle and Hash. I'm your boy El Dorado, and we are in July. If you've been with us since the beginning of the year, first, thank you, genuinely. And second, you know the journey we've been on together. Skills, getting paid, bad clients, mindset, imposter syndrome. We have covered a lot of ground. And if you did the homework from June's episode, if you created your evidence file, if you identified your door and walked through it, I want to hear about it. Use the hashtag #FraudFeelingGone and tell me what happened. Now, today's episode came out of a conversation I had with someone in my DM a few weeks ago. He messaged me and said, El Dorado, I'm finally getting clients. I made $600,000 last month, but I have nothing to show for it. What am I doing wrong? And I smiled when I read that message, not because it was funny, but because I knew exactly what he was feeling, because I had been there, and because the answer to his question is what today's entire episode is about, the leaking bucket. Imagine you're carrying a bucket and someone is pouring water into it from the top, plenty of water, the kind of water that should be enough to fill the bucket and have left over. But the bucket has holes, small holes, medium holes, some big ones, and water is leaking from all sides. So no matter how much water goes in at the top, the bucket never gets full. You keep carrying it, it keeps leaking. You keep wondering why it's never full. That is your finances right now if you don't have a system. Income is the water. The bucket is your financial life. And the holes? The holes have names, and we are going to identify every single one of them today and then seal them. Let me go back to that month, the month everything came in and everything disappeared. I decided to actually trace where the money went because I couldn't just sit with the confusion. I needed answers. So I went through every transaction, every single one. And what I found was not one big hole, it was many small ones. The first hole I found, and this one is very Nigerian, so brace yourself, was the invisible tax of being the one who is doing well. You know how it starts. You make more money. People around you can feel it even when you don't say anything. Your energy is different. Maybe you upgraded one thing, a phone, a pair of sneakers, something small, and suddenly the requests start coming. Not in a dramatic way, just naturally, organically, in the way that Nigerian social life works. Your cousin needs school fees. Your uncle has a business idea and needs just a small support. There's a family contribution for something, and your name is now associated with a bigger figure than before. An old friend is getting married, and the asoebi is 30,000 naira, and you can't say no because you now have money. None of these individually is a big amount, but that month, I added them all up, and I nearly fell off my chair. Because collectively, they had eaten a serious percentage of my income, and I had said yes to every single one of them without a plan, without a budget, just reactively responding to every request as it came because I had money in the account. The second hole was lifestyle inflation. And this one is sneaky because it feels like reward. You work hard, you make money, you deserve to enjoy it, which is true, but enjoyment without structure becomes a leak. That month, I hang out more because I had money, so why not enjoy? I upgraded a subscription here, a tool there. I bought something I didn't urgently need because it was on sale and I had money. Each of these decisions made sense in isolation. The third hole was the most embarrassing one to admit. I had no separation between my business money and my personal money. Everything was going into one account. Client payments, personal spending, business expenses, everything in one place. So I never actually knew what I had. I thought I had a lot because the account balance looked good, but that balance included money for tools I hadn't paid for yet, money for a laptop I was planning to buy for the business, money that was essentially already spent, just not yet transacted. When those things were paid, the account dropped fast. The fourth hole was dollar income mismanagement. I was getting paid in dollar by some clients, and every time a payment came in, I converted immediately because seeing the Naira equivalent felt exciting. But I was converting at whatever rate was available that day, not timing it, not being strategic. If I had held some of those payments and converted at better rates, I would have made significantly more Naira from the same dollar amounts. I was leaving money on the table every single month without knowing it. The fifth hole, and this one is not unique to Nigeria, but it hits harder here, was having no savings buffer. So when a slow week came, I had nothing to fall back on. And slow weeks always come. The freelance life is not a straight line. It goes up and down. And if you spend everything when it goes up, the down periods become genuinely scary. So there I was, best income month, almost empty account, 5 holes in my bucket, and a decision to make. Either I figure out a system, or I keep repeating this pattern no matter how much I make. Now, before I give you the system, I want to talk about why this keeps happening. Because it's not stupidity. It's not carelessness. There are structural reasons why freelancers specifically struggle with money management. And understanding them helps you not beat yourself up while also actually fixing the problem. Reason number 1. Freelance income is irregular. And almost all financial advice in the world is built for people with regular, predictable income. When you read about budgeting, they tell you, allocate 50% to needs, 30% to wants, 20% to savings. Great advice. But that assumes you know what your income is going to be next month. A salary person knows, a freelancer doesn't. You might make $800,000 one month and $80,000 the next. So when people try to apply traditional budgeting to a regular income, it breaks down immediately, and they give up and go back to spending without structure. Reason number 2. Nobody taught us this. Think about everything you learned in school. Simultaneous equations, the water cycle, the causes of World War I, how to write a formal letter to a bank manager that starts with Dear Sir/Madam, all of that. And not one lesson on how money actually works, how to save it, how to invest it, what compound interest means for your future, how to build financial structure. Not one lesson. So we enter the adult world with income-generating skills, but zero money management skills. And we're supposed to figure it out by osmosis. Reason number 3, the celebration trap. When a big project payment lands, the psychological response is to celebrate. You worked hard, you delivered, the money is here, celebrate. And that's not wrong. Celebration is important. But celebration without a plan means the celebration itself becomes a financial hole. And the next morning, you're back to zero with a good memory and an empty account. Reason number 4, the I'll save what's left trap. Almost every person who doesn't have savings is doing this. They earn money, they spend through the month, they plan to save whatever is left at the end, and there's never anything left. Because when saving is last, it doesn't happen. The money always finds somewhere to go before it gets to the saving stage. I lived this for longer than I want to admit. Okay, now the system. After that painful month, I researched, I asked people who seemed to have their finances together, I read, I experimented, and I built something I now call the 4-account system. I'm going to walk you through it in detail because this single thing changed my financial life more than any increase in income did. Account number 1, the income account. This is where all client payments land, every single one. This is your holding account. It is not where you spend from. When a payment hits this account, your job is to immediately distribute it to the other accounts according to the percentages I'm about to give you. Think of this account as the top of the bucket. Water comes in here, but it doesn't stay here. It flows intentionally to the right places. For Nigerian freelancers, I recommend using a standard bank account from GT Bank, Access, or Zenith for this one. The reason is professional appearance. When a client sees your account details, a traditional bank account looks more established than a fintech app to most Nigerian clients. It creates trust. Account number 2, the operations account. 40% of everything that comes into your income account goes here. This is your business account. Tools, subscriptions, software, data, equipment. Anything related to running your freelance business comes from here. But here's the part that people miss, and it's the most important part of this entire system. Your personal salary to yourself also comes from here. Yes, you are going to pay yourself a salary, even though you work for yourself, even though you're a solo freelancer. Every month, a fixed amount transfers from your operations account to your personal account, and that is what you live on. We will talk more about how to calculate that salary in a minute. For this account, OPay Bank is excellent. Free transfers, no maintenance fees, good app interface, easy to manage. Account number 3, the tax and emergency account. 20% of your income goes here. This one serves 2 purposes. In Nigeria, many freelancers, especially those earning in dollar, are increasingly on the radar of FIRS, the Federal Inland Revenue Service. This is not me trying to scare you, it's reality. Setting aside money for potential tax obligations is responsible, not optional. But even beyond official tax, this account is your emergency fund. For slow months, for when a client delays payment, for unexpected expenses that cannot come from your personal budget. This account you do not touch for anything else. Not for a sale you see online, not for a spontaneous decision, only genuine emergencies and tax obligations. Account number 4, the growth account. 20% of your income goes here. This is where your money makes more money. Even if in the beginning, it's just sitting in a high-yield savings account earning interest, it's doing more than it would sitting in your main account, where you'd eventually spend it. The goal is simple. This account only goes up, never down. Every month it grows, and over time it becomes the foundation of your actual wealth, not just your income. PiggyVest is excellent for this. It has a feature called Safe Lock that literally locks your money so you cannot access it until a date you choose. Which sounds extreme until you realize that the reason most people don't save is that they access the money before they mean to. Cowrywise is also good and has investment options for when you're ready to move beyond just saving into actually investing. Now the remaining 20%, that becomes your personal salary. It transfers from your operations account into your personal spending account every month on the same date. This is what you use for food, transport, entertainment, lifestyle, everything personal. And when it's finished, it's finished. Until next month. This is not a punishment. This is structure. And structure is what separates people who make money and keep it from people who make money and wonder where it went. Let me talk about how to calculate your salary number. Look at your income from the last 3 months. Take the lowest month. Take 50 to 60% of that number. That is your monthly salary to yourself. I know, it feels conservative. That's intentional, because in a slow month, you can still pay yourself without stress. And in a good month, the surplus builds in your operations account as a buffer for future slow periods. This is how you break the feast and famine cycle that makes freelancing feel unstable. When I first implemented this system, my salary felt small compared to what I'd been spending before. For the first 2 weeks, I felt restricted, but by week 3, something shifted. I stopped checking my income account anxiously. I stopped that mental calculation of how much is in the account, how much can I spend? Because I knew exactly what I had for personal expenses, and I knew the rest was building in the right places. The anxiety reduced before the income even increased. Now, let me talk about dollar income, because this is a big one for those of us getting paid by international clients. And getting this wrong costs you real money every month. When a dollar payment lands, the instinct is to convert it immediately. The excitement of seeing the Naira equivalent is real, I understand. but this is often the wrong move. The exchange rate fluctuates, and the difference between converting at a bad rate and a good rate on a $1,000 payment can be anywhere from 1.3 million to 1.4 million naira. That is not small money. The strategy is to hold your dollar income in a dollar account and convert strategically. Apps that work well for Nigerian freelancers are Gray, Clever, and GeekPay. All of these give you a legitimate dollar account you can receive payments into, hold the money, and convert when the rate is favorable. Gray in particular has become very popular because of how clean the interface is and how straightforward the compliance process is. For those receiving via Paystack or Flutterwave from international clients, check if there's an option to hold in dollar before converting. And always compare what rate you're getting versus the parallel market rate before hitting convert. A few days of patience can mean hundreds of thousands of naira difference at the end of the year. Okay, now I need to talk about the thing that no financial advice for Nigerian freelancers ever addresses properly. And I'm going to address it properly because ignoring it means your whole system will still leak, regardless of how many accounts you open. Family and social financial pressure. I am not going to tell you to abandon your family or stop being a good Nigerian. That's not realistic, and it's not what I'm suggesting. But I am going to be completely honest about how this specific thing can destroy the finances of a high-earning Nigerian freelancer if there is no structure around it. When you start making real money, something changes in your social environment. People who knew you before start seeing you differently. Requests come, not always in obvious ways. Sometimes it's a cousin who needs school fees and genuinely has nobody else to turn to. Sometimes it's a parent who has a medical expense and you're the logical person to call. Sometimes it's a friend group where everyone is contributing to something and your contribution amount is now expected to be higher because you're doing well. Sometimes it's Owambe contributions, Aso-ebi for weddings of people you've met twice, burial donations, naming ceremony gifts, all the beautiful, chaotic social infrastructure of Nigerian life that is wonderful, except when you have no budget for it. And the problem is not any individual request. It's that they come constantly, unpredictably, and often with emotional weight attached. Saying no feels like betrayal. Saying yes repeatedly without a plan creates financial chaos. Here is the solution that has worked for me. Build a family and social line item into your personal spending budget. A fixed monthly amount. You decide what it is based on your income level. That covers family contributions, social events, support requests, everything in that category. When someone needs something and it fits within that budget for the month, you help. When that budget is exhausted, the honest answer is, I've already committed my help budget for this month. Let me know early next month and I'll make sure to include it. This is not heartless. This is sustainable. Because here's the mathematical truth. If you keep saying yes to every request without a budget, one of two things will happen. Either you go broke trying to help everyone and end up unable to help anyone, including yourself, or you become resentful and start avoiding the people who need help because every interaction feels like a financial demand. Neither outcome is good for you or for them. The long game is this. You helping your family from a position of financial strength, with savings, with investments growing, with a stable business, will do far more for them over 10 years than you helping everyone out of whatever is in your account until you burn out. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Structure your giving so the cup never empties. Now let me also say this about the "you now have money" conversations that are inevitable in Nigerian families. Have them early, proactively, before the pattern establishes itself. When you start making real income, have an honest conversation with the key people in your family. Not a lecture, not a declaration, a genuine conversation. I'm building something and I'm trying to be responsible with the income so it lasts. I can help with some things, but I need to be organized about it. Here's what I can commit to regularly. Set the expectation early. Adjust later if your income grows significantly. But don't let other people set the expectation for you by defaulting to yes every time. I have a friend, very talented freelancer, making excellent money. But his family had established a pattern where any significant purchase in the extended family was automatically discussed with him first because he would handle it. He never set a different expectation. He just kept handling things. Until one month, he had nothing to handle his own rent with. The reset conversation he eventually had to have was 10 times more difficult than the early conversation would have been. Learn from that. All right, I want to close with something that I think about often. When I was growing up, money was something that happened to you, not something you managed. You worked, money came in, things needed to be paid for, money went out. You hoped more would come in than went out. That was the entire financial philosophy in most homes I knew, including mine. Not because my parents were irresponsible, but because nobody had taught them differently either. This is generational. The financial patterns of our parents and grandparents live inside us as default behaviors until we consciously choose different ones. Choosing a different pattern is work. It requires you to override instincts that feel natural. The instinct to spend when money comes in. The instinct to say yes to every family request. The instinct to convert dollar immediately. The instinct to save last instead of first. These feel natural because they are familiar. But familiar is not the same as functional. The 4-account system is not glamorous. It's not the exciting part of the freelance journey. But it is the part that determines whether 5 years from now, you are wealthy or just historically well paid. There is a difference between making good money and having something to show for it. The difference is structure. That month I stared at my almost empty account was the turning point for me. Not because it was the worst thing that ever happened to me, but because it made me build something better. And now, on the last day of any given month, I am not confused about where my money went. I know exactly where it is. Operations account, funded. Tax and emergency account, building. Growth account, growing quietly. Personal account, used within the salary I set for myself. Family and social budget, allocated and managed. Dollar income, sitting in my gray account waiting for the right conversion rate. The bucket has been sealed. And that's what I want for you. Not just high income, sealed buckets. Before I let you go, 3 homework assignments, and I need you to actually do these this week, not someday. Number 1, next week, open 2 additional accounts if you currently have one. 1 savings account on PiggyVest or Cowrywise. 1 separate account for operations. OPay is fine. You don't need all 4 immediately. Start with 3. Separation is the beginning. Number 2, calculate your freelance salary right now. Open your banking app. Look at your last 3 months of income. Find the lowest month. Take 50% of that number. Write it down. That is what you will pay yourself this month. Transfer it to your personal account on a set date and live on it. Number 3, if you are earning in dollar or have any international clients, open a Gray or Cleva or even a crypto account this week before the episode ends. As for crypto account, you can either use blockchain, Binance, or Bybit. You can save USDT there. Stop converting immediately. Start holding. Start being strategic. Next month, we are going somewhere completely different. We are leaving the business conversation for 1 episode and talking about something that affects your work, your income, your relationships, and your mental health in ways you might not even be connecting to your finances or your productivity. We are talking about loneliness. The thing nobody mentions when you leave the 9-to-5 and start building by yourself. What happens when the hustle is quiet and it's just you and your thoughts and the work and nobody around who actually understands what you're doing or why? We'll get into all of that in August. If today's episode helped you, Share it with one freelancer who is making money but has nothing to show for it. You know who I'm talking about. That person exists in your network. Send them this episode. Use the hashtag #LeakingBucket. Tell me which hole you identified in your own financial life. Tell me which of the homework assignments you completed. I'm El Dorado. Seal your bucket, and I'll see you in August. Peace.